Hey guys, today I've got a Maytag Bravos HE washer, and I've got it set on its deep water wash cycle. Lots of other settings you can do here, but I just went ahead and went medium. Got about a medium size load in there. Got some jackets, shirts, towels, that kind of thing. And it's getting started right now, sensing how heavy the load is. Adding water. Soap dispenser is right underneath here. It pulls out and you can add your soap and stuff. Bleach gets added right here in the corner. I've got a little bit of soap and bleach in there. And I always run at least 4 loads through these guys as I clean them and test them and make sure everything's working perfect on it. Then I do a video on the last one so that you can see as if you were standing here yourself checking it out, that everything works perfect. So we'll let it go ahead and move through this sensing into the wash. I'll show you that it agitates with the agitation plate on the bottom. It vortexes those clothes around, and that's how the cleaning process works on this. Then it's gonna fill back up with clean water, rinse, and then we'll be on to the final spin cycle, which I'll show you is nice and smooth and sounds great. So we will come back. Okay, pretty sure we're done adding water now. Got just about full submersion on those clothes. If you want a little bit more water, you could up this. However, it does extend the time that it agitates significantly, so something to keep in mind there. Otherwise, those clothes there getting agitated and vortexed along the bottom. It's getting nice and clean. And it's gonna go ahead and do this for a while. It'll drain out, fill back up once, I believe, through the wash cycle, and then we'll be on to the rinse cycle. Okay, it is now moving into, well, I should say out of the wash cycle into the rinse cycle. It's draining all the water out. It's going to do a first flush, then kind of a second flush on the rinse, and then there's actually 3 parts to the spin cycle, the last one being the fastest. So what I'm gonna do is allow it to move through the rinse cycle now and get all that soapy water rinsed out. And then I'll come back for the fastest portion of the spin cycle so you can see that it's super fast, sounds great and smooth and all that. All right guys, final spin. It's got the drain on, extracting the max amount of water out of these clothes as possible. It's gonna spin like this 3 times, and then it'll be finished up. And from here, I'll take those clothes out when it's all done, move them over, and show you the electric dryer we're gonna pair up with this washer. All right guys, now I've got that Kenmore Elite electric dryer. I've had it going for about 20 minutes on the time dry high heat cycle, and I'll show you a little bit. I mean, what sensor isn't on this? I mean, there's so many options on this guy here. It's really decked out with just about anything you could want. Also, a really awesome feature on here is you have the option of doing steam. However, you don't have to run an additional cold water hose to the back of it. You don't have to mess with the splitter or any of that thing. If you choose to use the steam option, all you have to do is take this little guy out, and you can fill it with water, filtered water, tap water, whatever you want. It's got a little filter here even, a little screen mesh filter. But anyway, you fill that up, stick it down in there, and now it's loaded. If it were full of water, it'd be loaded, and then you could select whatever steam option you wanted to use on here and refill that however, for every single load. It's a really cool option. I've never really seen it like that before. I've always had to mess with a whole additional hose and splitting the cold line off the washer and all that. This is really cool and simple because most of the time you don't use the steam option, but if you decide to, it's there. So it's kind of neat. Otherwise, you've got anything and everything you could want here for your heavy duty dry loads all the way down to your most delicate items, even to an air dry. You've got drum light, you've got your signal cycle. I mean, you've got it all here. And so what I'm also going to do here, you can hear it, you can see, probably can't see it tumbling. Well, you can see it tumbling, and you can hear it. It's nice and smooth operation. It sounds great. It'd actually be a little quieter with the vent hose hooked up on the back. It wouldn't be quite as loud, so it'd be even quieter. Okay, actually took just a second to hook the vent hose up to the back. So you can hear now how nice and quiet that is. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you that it is in fact heating like it's supposed to. So I've got my temperature gun here. Right inside those 2 red dots, it's gonna take a surface temperature measurement. So it's about 73 degrees Fahrenheit on the top of the machine. If I shine it on the ground, the concrete floor, it's obviously much colder. They're about 63 degrees. So we'll go ahead and open this up. You can see it's got a nice bright light. We'll shine it right inside the heating element tube. Plenty of heat coming out of that tube right there. And that'll in turn heat the inside of your dryer up anywhere from about 95 up to 195. Just depends on how long it's been running and what you have your heat setting at. So like I said, you can see here, plenty of heat coming out there. And we'll put these clothes back in here. Let these go ahead and finish up. And I'll go ahead and get these listed up for sale. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. If I could talk today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And thanks, you guys have a great day.